How's everybody doing in this coronavirus pandemic? This is Judy Kroll, also known as Sparkles, coming at you live. Stand-up comedy take. I don't know. I think it's my 5th or 6th one. Go! So, I wasn't in the best of moods yesterday. That's why I didn't tape one of these. I got real depressed. Yeah, we had a flood on top of all. We had a flood on Tuesday. And it was crazy. Like, I was going downstairs and had my bike clothes on, and I have a lady that comes to clean, and yes, I do, and even she's still coming now. She's freaking out. She's screaming. She's like, oh, my God, there's water everywhere. You know, some hose broke, and I'm no good in a crisis. Like, I just really don't do well. I mean, I barely do well with regular life. So I'm like freaking out, like I don't know what to do. My place is like flooding, the laundry room. I call my kid down. He's in the middle of taking a class, and it was just a nightmare. My husband's like, shut off the water. You've got to go to the main valve and shut off the water. And I'm like, what? What main valve? What water? You know, I don't know anything about the house, you know. And I had to have my son do it because he was the only one that was calm. And, you know, whatever. I want to move on because, you know, we lost the TV, we lost floors, we lost carpets. Thank God, you know, it'll be all right. Insurance will cover it. I've used every towel I had. My kid lost his PS4. So, like, that's what I was most upset about. You know, my kid losing the only thing he has now that, you know, can relieve stress. So I'm all, because it got completely soaked, this PS4. And, you know, and I said to him, oh, man, I'm so sorry about your PS4. And he says, Mom, people are dying. And this isn't funny. He's like, I can live without a PS4. But that was really sweet. But I made sure I got another one. So, yeah, I want to talk to you today also about my clothing. This comedy routine that I'm doing every day, or I'm trying to. Yesterday, again, I was too depressed to move. But but I'm okay now. I put things in perspective. So every day, it gives me a chance to get up and dress. And, you know, put on makeup and so forth. Well, I think by, like, the end of these, I'm just going to be in ripped sweatpants. Because if you could see me today, like, the roots are coming in, so I have to wear this goofy hat. I didn't shower. I don't have makeup on. And I'm in, you can't really see, but I'm in like, workout pants, which is no reason for me to be in them because I don't work out. So, also, I don't know if you guys knew or not. You probably didn't because I didn't tell you. Is that I went to stand-up comedy college. Yes, I did. There was an actual place. There used to be a place down in Philly called the Spaghetti Warehouse, and they had like a 6-week. Now I also have a master's and an undergrad degree, but that doesn't count. So I went to stand-up comedy college for 6 weeks. So I am really trained to do this. What happened was, though, you know, you had to get people to come out and see your show and so forth, you know, and anyway, so one night I did like a New Year's Eve show, and it was all about being a new mom. So I was a new mom at the time, and it was like Fisher Price threw up in my living room, and, you know, all the kind of, and have like absolutely no maternal instincts and, you know, whatever. And anyway, did it on New Year's Eve, and there's a term in comedy, and it's called die. And I know, you know, it's not a good thing to say right now, because seriously, people do die or are dying, but I died, which means nobody laughed. So, yeah, it was horrible. I put it down, and now I'm coming back to it many years later. But, you know, so you think about that term, die, because people are, this disease, man, this isn't funny. But, you know, I've always, you know, I've been concerned with death, especially my own. And you know, when I go to a funeral, I look around, and I literally, I see what kind of crowd there is. You know, does a guy have 5 people, 10 people, is there 20 people? So I went to a funeral for a friend of mine's brother-in-law, and I'm sitting next to two girlfriends, and I say, one of them, I said, do you think you get a crowd like this? The guy was like 57. It was terribly tragic. But he had like standing room only. And she's like, I will not discuss this right now. You know, this is completely inappropriate. But I asked my friend next to my other friend on the left. She's like, I don't know. And we start thinking about it. I'm like, geez, I better start being nicer to people and make friends. And then I, you know, got me thinking about my funeral. And I really, not that people are like, you wouldn't even know, but I would like a crowd. You know, not only do I want to be buried with a Springsteen album, but it would be good if I could generate, you know, I know my husband's work people would come out of respect for him. So, you know, I would really like a crowd of people. I would feel good about that. And then I started thinking about my eulogy. And a eulogy, by definition, is they have to say something good about you. So that is, yes, by definition, they can't say you were a son of a bitch. Anyway, so yeah, and I was thinking like who would give it and what they would say, and I put a lot of thought into this. And I decided no one could handle the task. I actually designated someone to do it, but she and I had a falling out, so she's not going to do it anymore. So I decided I'm going to video something ahead of time because I don't want that to get messed up. Because I'm an English major and I taught public speaking also, and in addition to doing comedy, and I want the eulogy to be just so. So that's something you need to think about. I also wanted to talk to you about the causes of death besides this horrible coronavirus. One, besides smoking, which are now banned. It's banned, thankfully, on all New Jersey beaches. I can't stand breathing that crap in. But if I'm going to go, I could get the coronavirus. I sure hope not. But I think, unfortunately, it's going to be skin cancer. I love being out in the sun. I do wear, SPF. I increased it from 15 to 30. But, I love a good tan and so forth. At least it's not hurting anybody else. But, and I love going to the beach in the summer. But, here's my question. You got these people, I go to the beach and I just lay. Like, I will just roast, no matter, even at the pool, wherever. I'm talking about good summer days. There are people who go to the beach. I don't know, life of me, I'll never figure it out. Like, why are they going to the beach if they're bringing an umbrella, they're wearing sunscreen 117, they're covered up from head to toe? To me, beach and umbrella is an oxymoron. If you're going to go to the beach, just sit there in the sun. If you want to sit under umbrella and be all covered up, you might as well be inside watching TV. I don't get it. Like I said, it is an oxymoron. Why? And then now they have these tents, which is just insane. It's like a campground instead of, you got people that don't like sand. You got people that don't like to go in the ocean. You got people that don't like to get their hair wet. I have a place in Margate. And, I never seen people so fancy going to the beach. The best clothes, the best bathing suit, all their makeup, jewelry. It's insane, and they won't get their hair wet. And they won't get their hair wet whether they're by a pool or by an ocean, And I get my hair done, don't get me wrong, but in the summer, I don't. Because to me, not that I would know, but I equate going in the water without getting your hair wet to sex with a condom. Because you're just not fully enjoying the experience. So also, I have an issue with one of my ears. It's not because I went to too many concerts. It's, I don't know, all of a sudden, 10 or so years ago or something, I had this idiopathic, no, I'm not an idiot, sometimes I am, idiopathic, which is all of a sudden, see, menopause, I can't remember, idiopathic sensory motor hearing loss, or something like that. I don't know if it's sensory motor, it might be sensory. So this ear, I can't hear well out of, so if you're going to talk to me, you have to sit on this side, or I have to go like this, like I'm hugging you. But the thing is, so my hearing's not all that, So people talk to me, and I don't hear them. So a couple things I want to say, how many times do you say what before just giving it up? I have a time, it's 3 times. Okay, if I don't hear what a person says, so I'll go, what? By the 3rd time, I just laugh, and I have no clue what they said, but I just, I just can't go on. I just laugh and have no clue what they're saying. But people, when you have a hearing deficiency, they tend to think that you're dumb. So when they're repeating themselves, and they're repeating themselves louder, they usually go slower. I said that I want you to come over. Okay? I am not challenged. Well, I am. But, I'm not stupid. I just have an issue with my ears. But I don't know why people always assume if you can't hear, then you also must be dumb. So also I was observing, these are absolutely no segue anywhere, just observations I have. about, do you ever hear anybody say, hey, I'm going to make a long story short? But what they do is they make it freaking longer. Like, I don't understand why they even use that phrase. They are never, when they preface it by making a long story short, it is never that way. I'm telling you. So it's like they just make it longer. So, and then I guess, like, the last thing I want to talk about, like, what did I talk about? I talked about my flood. I talked about my eulogy, just to recap. And I don't know. And I wanted to talk to you about my old-fashioned calendar, but this is running a little long. But, you know, I'm not technologically savvy. I grew up in an era where we didn't have computers or cell phones, or, you know, we used a VHS machine like the Goldbergs. And so I don't keep track of things on my phone. I write them on my calendar. But the problem is, and my calendar is, I have a Jewish calendar. It tells you the Jewish dates, when the holidays are, and it's right on my fridge. And you know, and I can even take a picture of it, and then that's my calendar for my phone. But the problem is I'm lazy as well. So in addition to not learning how to put things in the phone, I just write kind of brief things on my page, on the date, on the calendar. But the problem is I use initials. So, you know, I'll have like B, C, Q, and a time. And I'll be looking at that, and because I'm going through menopause, well, I'm always like, okay, I have no idea what these initials are for. I mean, it is insane. Like, I've had to call people and ask them, what do you think this stands for? So, I don't know. I'm running out of material. I never run out of material. I don't really know. I never really did this before, except for the stand-up I did, you know, 20 years ago that I died with. I'm trying to find, like, a topic that I could end with. But anyway, again, I'm not sure this is funny. Just trying. I'll get worse and worse in my dress as time goes on. I have roots coming in, but people are dying. And I hope you all stay well and that I can be of some entertainment. Bye for now.